As they always say, be yourself.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Okay, what is your name and where are you from?
What's up, my mask? Is it on now?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. What's up, guys? My name is Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I go by freejeff on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm from New Jersey.
All right,
New York,
cool.
New Jersey.
Newark? All right. So, tell us a little bit about Newark, first of all. I mean, I know you all got an airport over there, but that's the main thing that it's known for, isn't it?
Newark is known for a lot of things.
Okay.
I think
Prudential?
yeah. Newark. I think Newark is known for like a lot of people don't know this, but I think M&M's started in
You mean the candy?
yeah.
Oh, really?
I think it started in
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I'm not the best when it comes to my city, you know.
Yeah.
But Newark is the center
Yeah.
city of all commerce.
Oh, really?
So everybody travels through Newark in order to get to the other areas.
Yeah.
It's the main
Yeah.
part of like that's like.
So how often you come out here to the city?
I used to come out here a lot, but
Yeah.
lately not so often.
Okay.
Came over here yesterday,
Yeah.
and I ended up having just a random spontaneous cool day.
Really?
And stayed over like a random friend house that
Yeah.
like we reconnected with,
Yeah.
and then woke up,
Uh-huh.
we went to the car, slept in the car,
Okay.
and now we just over here just enjoying, me and my friend over there just kind of enjoying the day.
All right. So tell me, what is the main difference between Newark and New York City?
That's a great question.
Because it's close by, but it's kind of got its differences as well.
So the difference I think between New York and New Jersey is like culture.
Yeah.
It's like culture.
Really?
Yeah, like New Jersey is like overlooked.
Uh-huh.
New York is like everybody wants to come to New York because
Yeah.
it's like the idea of America, right?
Uh-huh.
Like all types of cultures and stuff
Yeah.
come together. New Jersey has its own kind of culture when it comes to dance, when it comes to underground art, when it comes to like art. Like we're just overlooked like when it comes to like art, man.
Yeah.
Like on one street we can have a producer, we can have rappers, we can have all this talent, but like we just don't know how to work together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What is more tough, New York or New Jersey? Or Newark, to be specific? Because I hear a lot of people saying that,
Newark
you know,
bad.
Newark it can be dangerous in some
Yeah.
parts. So what is safer for you, New York or Newark?
Newark and well, I'm from Newark.
Yeah. You don't gotta worry about getting jumped over there or anything?
You still have to, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you still have to, man.
So you gotta definitely
I feel like
look
New
around.
York now is becoming like gentrified.
Okay. So they're
know?
pushing out a lot of the street people.
So
Is that it?
I would say like my city is still, you know, it's still pretty dangerous.
Okay. So it's still got some, you know, some of the original flavor.
Right.
All right. Now let's go through some of the other questions. If you want to skip anything, just say skip.
Okay.
All right. Now, 3 wishes. If I gave you 3 wishes, what would they be?
If I could have 3 wishes, what would I want?
Yeah.
Nothing.
So you're fine with your life right now. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That is awesome.
I wouldn't want anything like that.
You are content. You are perfectly content with your life.
Right. Everything I have.
You got your health. You got your
everything-
friends.
Right. Everything.
That's what's important.
Yeah, I wouldn't need it. Like,
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you this then. What has peer pressure been like for you growing up?
peer pressure.
Yeah. Did you have to were you pressured into drinking or doing drugs, anything like that, smoking?
Oh, crack. Yeah. I
Crack?
tried
Oh,
crack.
you was pressured into that?
Yeah.
People talked you
No,
into it?
I'm lying. I never did crack.
Okay.
I never did crack, man. No, I don't think. So I've been told I'm a natural born leader. So like
Really?
peer pressure, yeah.
Okay.
So peer pressure has never been
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I've never been much of like a follower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've always been able to like scowl if somebody's trying to like pressure me, and it's more so like
You could read their body language
it's like
and
a
all that stuff.
reflection on him. Like, why are
Yeah.
you trying to, you know? like,
Yeah. So first rule of thumb, don't associate yourself with people who have conflicting values
Exactly.
from yourself.
That's a fact.
So you've already filtered them out from the beginning.
Right. Exactly. So I
Okay.
can just read like
Yeah.
what your energy is like, who you are. You know what I mean?
Was you always like that? I mean, would you say your parents sort of trained you to be that way or taught you? Or was it like all you, pretty much? Or or you would have been that way regardless.
I want to say like 75% is me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, I see it in like my family members, you know what I mean? Like they can be peer pressured, you know what I mean? So I want to say 75% is me. And then the other 25 is like just the things I've been through and like, you know, me growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I noticed like, cause I've done like maybe 20 interviews, and I've noticed that a lot of the people who step up, they're the leaders. Okay. And I usually ask them, are they a leader? But you already said you were.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, because people who step up, I mean, that's why I'm doing it this way rather than running up on people. Because if you run up on people, a lot of people, they don't know what to say or they don't want to do it. But people who come up, who step up, they're leaders, they're confident in themselves. They can generally, not all of them, but they can speak well, they can express themselves. But if you just run up on them, it could be anybody. They don't know they don't know how to answer these questions.
And like they don't know what's going on, you know.
Yeah, some people, you ask them what their biggest accomplishment was, you know, they got to think for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's why you don't run up on people like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're saying a lot of people that like just naturally come up to you.
Yeah. If they come up to you, they've already got certain strengths within them.
They have like leadership qualities.
Yeah. They're more confident in themselves. They can speak a little bit better. But if you just run up on some random person, not everybody can articulate themselves or express themselves. You know, quite
super interesting.
Yeah, quite as well as yourself. Actually, you're one of the people who speaks a little bit better than a lot of the other ones.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So Newark, New Jersey is where it's at.
New Jersey is where it's at, man.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you something. Have you had any game changers in your life?
Game changers?
Yeah, something that happened to you that changed the way you live your life.
Oh, for a fact, bro. Okay. I've had a lot of game changers.
All right, let us know.
One game changer. All right, I read the book. It's a book. It's like the first book I ever really read. I wanted to read. It's called The Alchemist.
Yeah.
By Paulo Coelho. It was Will Smith's favorite book. That book was a game changer. And it pushed me to like step outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Which is very important.
Yeah, it like pushed me to like just like read the signs of life almost in a sense and like be more in tune with just like allowing the world to show you, because like we're all looking for direction, you know what I'm saying? Like we're all looking for something to help us either understand ourselves or understand the world or achieve certain things. So the book definitely gave me a way to obtain direction in life.
It was kind of like a compass for you to guide you, to know which direction you. Because you know when we're young, like we don't know if we should go this way, to go that way. You know, we're confused. So sometimes people just stay in one place and they don't go in any direction.
Exactly.
It's like when if you don't know which direction north is, it's like where am I supposed to go?
Yeah, and a lot of times we're looking for something that in reality is like in ourselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we're looking for wealth, we're looking for love. Like that's all internal things.
Yeah.
Another game changer, I was homeless.
Okay.
I was sleeping outside of my car with a few of my friends.
Yeah.
Well, not my car, his car.
Right.
And we took a trip to Florida because we were like content creators, like yourself. I was posting things on Instagram, on YouTube, and we wanted to head over there because, like I said, Jersey, you know, we don't know how to like support each other, so we just went over there on like just to get out. This was I think in 2018, and it was a game changer because like being homeless isn't like there's so much like I am a person that like whenever there's some. All right, in dark times, right? All right, let me give you guys an example so you guys can understand this. In dark times, all right, Santa Claus, he delivers gifts in the darkest of night, right? We don't see Santa Claus, right? So in that same sense, it's the darkest of times when there's gifts to be received. You know what I'm saying? So when we was homeless, like I learned so much about myself, about just like being able, like about being an entrepreneur, about like people, about thoughts, you know what I mean? Because like being homeless sounds like it's terrible. Like I don't want you to be homeless. I don't want anybody to be homeless. But there's a beauty in it because like if you want something, all you have is time. And like homelessness like forces you to like achieve that thing because you don't have no home. So you don't have no excuse to lay on a bed that you don't have. You just get up and like you try to make it happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was definitely a game changer, man. Florida. And then another game changer was another fear of mine. I went skydiving. Oh man.
You went from being homeless to skydiving. That's a good jump right there.
Yeah. skydiving, it's something about like fear. Like I hate fear. I'm afraid of fear. You know what I mean? So like, I'm afraid of heights, and I'm still afraid of heights. But it was something about skydiving that like definitely like shook me, and like it made me feel like I can just achieve my wildest dreams. You know? Yeah.
So you went through with it.
Right.
How did you get the idea to do that? You watch a movie or something?
Skydiving?
You see like Point Break and you're like, I'm gonna do skydiving? Because I wanted to do that when I saw that movie, Point Break.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I want to surf, but I want to skydive. Have you seen that movie?
Nah.
Oh man, you gotta watch it.
I don't think I did though. I don't think I did.
It's good. It's just like it's just like makes you really want to do that. Sometimes after you watch a movie, you know, you're like, oh
I think Will Smith like explained the skydiving.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's why. But I had it on a list.
Right.
On my wall, just like a list of fears. And I remember it was getting close to my birthday. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then as I was at my friend's house, it just kind of dawned on me like, yo, like I can go skydiving. You know, it's never really, you know, our goals are not really as far as we think they are. You know, like they're just right there. It's just a matter of like whether you want to take action or if you don't want to. You know, and again, it's all like whether you're afraid or not. You know, like if
whether you're gonna let your fear stop you or whether you're gonna move forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. I could tell you're going places, man. You're gonna be going places, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You're gonna watch this video one day and be like, man, a lot of people are gonna watch that video. You might be like the head of a company or something, and people will look back and be like, oh, that's how he started out.
Fun fact that I already am, but that's
really. Oh my God. Okay. Well, maybe you'll be owning like 10 companies by then. That's cool, man. That is absolutely cool. Because I think like a lot of people have these fears, and the quick, because life is short. And if you wait until you're 40 years old to come to that realization, a lot of things you're not going to be able to do, because simply you won't have your health, you won't have your youth, and a lot of things are going to get in the way. It's like if somebody was 50, 40 years old, he wanted to become a doctor, he's not going to be able to, because you have to go through all that training and
20 years of school. Like.
Yeah. So the quicker you come to some of those realizations you were talking about, the better, because now you can do things with your life, and you've got some of this experience, and you got a lot of the stuff that are in people's ways. You got that out of the way already, so you can just keep driving forward.
Right. It's all about understanding self. So like if you don't do things that like challenge yourself, you're never gonna really understand who you are.
Right. I hope some people can watch this video and then learn something from it. And that's what I'm kind of trying to do that. I think some of the people who watch the videos will be like, oh, I'm not the only one who feels that way. Or I'm not the only one, you know, because a lot of times people feel like they're the only ones because they're kind of isolated, they don't get out much. But sometimes if people watch this video, it's kind of like them getting out without really getting out. All right, let me ask you the next question. I want to jump from thing to thing.
Go ahead.
How important is marriage to you?
How important is marriage?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's not on my radar, so like, you know, it's hard for me to I think communication is more important than marriage. You know, because you can get married and it can go to shit. So if you don't know, if you don't, like, I think going back, like, you got to know yourself more. You got to know who you are, and you got to know how to communicate. Because if you don't know those things, if you get married, it's gonna fall. You know. So
don't just jump into it.
Don't jump. Yeah.
Because in some cultures, I don't know if you know this.
Right.
They tell you to get married first, and then you'll figure everything out afterward. Yeah. Or they'll tell you to get married first, and your wife will whip you into shape.
That's a fact.
Some people will say that, but not everybody.
I don't personally agree, but I know there's been arranged. I think that's the word. Arranged marriages that have worked though. You know. So I don't know.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. Ancestry, how important is it to you? You know, nowadays a lot of people are trying to find out, you know, looking up who they are, checking their DNA to see where they came from. How important is that to you, if at all?
I think ancestry, you know, I actually want to figure out like my bloodline, you know, like, yeah, but I just think that
not enough to spit in a cup though.
Huh?
Not enough to spit in a cup and send them your DNA. Because that's how they do it. They tell you to spit in a cup, you mail it to them, and they do a DNA analysis on your spit.
Oh,
and then they try to like link you up with something, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a big business right now.
No, I bet.
But how accurate it is, I don't know.
You don't know.
Like they could tell you they could tell you came from Spain, and you might not even come from Spain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, because I mean, how you gonna prove it? Especially with a lot of like Americans, I think a lot of African Americans might also be tricked because they don't know where they came from. I could tell you came from Cameroon. Okay, Cameroon.
You're not even from Cameroon.
Yeah.
So alright.
Because I mean, like I myself, I know where I came from, so they can't trick me. Yeah, but some of these other people, like white Americans who have been in this country for a long time,
they don't know where they're from.
You could tell them they came from Germany. They wouldn't know the difference.
I think, to answer your question,
okay,
I think it's more important to understand that like you're no different from the next guy, and if anything, we're like all related, like we're all connected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that when you live life like that, like it drops your ego. Like you're able to connect with people like easier, and you're able to like understand them. So I think that's what like just knowing where you're from and like your ancestry. I think that's what it's all about. You know, like you just being able to like almost feel loved by where you're from. But I think
don't get into the tribalism.
There should be no separation. You know what I mean? Like
in prison when they separate you by race.
Right. Exactly.
Don't do that.
Exactly.
Do you come here often?
No, man.
Because there's a lot of weird things that happen here. One question that I generally ask people is, what is the weirdest thing someone has said or done to you in this park?
In this park? Huh.
Or in any park? Okay, let me ask you this then. You was homeless.
I was homeless.
What was the weirdest, or I don't know, we could go with nicest thing too, because like sometimes you when you're down, you kind of surprised when somebody's trying to help you out, or you're surprised if somebody tries to take advantage of you, or maybe even attack you.
I'm not alright. This was like the beginning of like understanding how things just naturally come together, right? I was at a very low point in my life, and we were sleeping in our car in parking lots next to like food places, because in Florida, like you can do that, right? So I remember I was so down, and like I was going broke, and I was trying to like, I was almost calling on God. I'm like, yo, like, I'm trying so hard, I'm just, like I really pushed myself to go out there and like talk to people and do new things, and I was like I was almost asking for a sign, and I remember as soon as I almost called on it, and again, like I was at a very low point, and like my two friends were asleep in the car already. And it's not like we had a comfortable car to sleep in, like it was like a coupe, you know what I mean? And there was 3 of us, and
definitely a tight fit.
Right, and I've always, I've been told to be like more mature than my age, so like I've always hung around like older people. I'm 23. At the time I was 20. They was like 27, 26, Yeah. So I remember when I had the idea, like when I told myself, or when I called on God almost in a sense, I like heard a bird, like a big bird right behind me. And before I could turn around, I like just intuitively knew the bird was coming for me in a sense. So when I turned around, no, it wasn't even a bird, it was a butterfly. Like I heard just some wings. So I turned around, and like there was like a bright light, and a butterfly, it came down. Like as soon as I saw it, I knew it was gonna fall. You know what I mean? Like it's all in my head, but I'm just seeing this thing just,
It's like deja vu.
Right. So as soon as I saw it, the butterfly, like I knew it was gonna fall, and it fell right beside me. Like I don't know if you guys can like see me, but it fell right here, right? And I'm just looking at this butterfly that's about the size of my hand. Beautiful butterfly. I think it was like orange and black with white dots. And as I'm looking at it, it looks hurt. You know what I mean? And it's like it stayed right there for 1 minute, and I'm just in awe, in complete awe. I'm just looking at this beautiful piece of, like of nature, like this beautiful being, and then it got up and flew as if it never fell, right? And so what I took away from that was I'm down now, and like I'm hurt now, but like I'm about to fly away. You know what I mean? Like in that same sense, because the butterfly fell, like I saw it fall, and like it looked kind of hurt, but then it just got up and flew as if that never happened. So I like
It gave
till
you
this
confidence.
day, I look back at that, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was almost, and I don't know if you know, but in Chinese culture, like they view butterflies as like literal angels, like from, you know. So when I saw it, I like looked up what it meant, and that was the first time, you know, like that had happened to me. But it made such an impression on me that till this day, like, you know, say if I'm just walking, or say if I'm on my way home and I'm driving and I see something that catches my eye, you know, because you can't look for these things, like they're just gonna show, like they're gonna attract themselves to you, like when the moment is right. You'd be surprised what you can learn about yourself and what's going on in like your reality type thing. And yeah, that next week I was just blessed with with an abundance of opportunities for me.
So it was like a message in a way.
It was like a message.
Oh.
It was like a message. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Now, do you speak any foreign languages?
Yo hablo español.
Really? What's your favorite saying in Spanish?
That's a great question. I have no idea, man.
You know what I mean? Viva la raza? No?
Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, next question.
I'm not, you know, my Spanish is good. It's not great, you know. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Now, where have you been? Like states, countries,
States,
anything
countries.
like that?
Okay. Oh, well, I'm Puerto Rican. That's where I'm from.
All right.
I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to Atlanta, Florida. I was recently in Wyoming.
Wow.
Wyoming. So like the Four Corners. That's what it's called. So Wyoming, Montana. I think Idaho and Utah. I've been
It must be
to-
cold over there now, right?
It's weird, man, because like one part can be warm like this, the other one like it's snowing, you know. I don't know.
The extreme temperatures.
Right, it would just fluctuate. I've been to Texas, like Austin. Where else? Like Washington, Carolina, and stuff. Yeah, I want to say like my favorite place though was like Florida and Wyoming.
What made you want to go to Florida? I mean, I know a lot of people from New Jersey go down to Florida, but what was it specifically to you that drew you to Florida?
Drew us to Florida, man. It was inexpensive. We had a car. We could drive there. You know, it was in range to drive. It wasn't so far from home, so we could like, you know. And plus,
So you wasn't trying to stop in Georgia or South Carolina,
we
any
did.
of those places?
We stopped. You know, we didn't really have. You know, we didn't really have a plan. You know, we just said let's just go to Florida. So within that time span, we just like stopped in Atlanta. We stayed there for a month with a friend.
Right.
We drove by the Carolinas, but it was raining. So, but Florida was. I stayed in Florida for 6 months. We was homeless for 6 months, man.
So let me ask you this: what made you come back up north?
My family, man.
So family is very important to you.
Family, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it wasn't for your family, you'd still be in Florida. If your family was in Florida,
Oh yeah,
you'd be in
because
Florida.
I was succeeding. Like the intention I had when I went to Florida, it was playing out. So like I went over there with my friend, with my two friends, because one, he wanted to like lose weight and like almost become like somebody new, and my other friend wanted to be an actor, and they both did just that. And I was working side by side with a company, with a producer, and she was also a private coach. And so I helped her build her brand, and she privately coached me how to act. So before I came over here, I had an abundance of opportunity to act.
So that's why you're so well spoken.
I guess so, man. I don't know.
Because you are slightly more well spoken than
A lot of
many
other
of the
people?
others.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you'll see when you see the other videos.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you the next question. Yeah.
So yeah, I came back to my family.
Right. Now this is one question that I ask a lot of people, because nowadays people are doing the online dating thing.
Online dating.
Can you give us a review of the apps out, or do you even use them?
Yeah, man. It's just, listen.
You recommend it? You don't recommend it? You tell people to stay away? What's the deal? A lot of people that I interview tell me to stay away from social media completely.
Social media.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
let's start with the dating apps first. Or if you use them, or if you don't use them, and why.
Dating apps. Hey man, you know what I mean? Like, alright, I'll tell you this. I prefer talking to people in person. I prefer the mystery. Like, I prefer, like, you know, the realness and like not knowing what to say and being like socially awkward, but like, you know, because I think that's like real attraction. You know what I mean? Like, and it just shows how much of a man you are if you can, like, stay firm even when you're uncomfortable. You know, but like still express interest in the other person, right? But so I think online dating, it's like, you know,
Your personality can't come through in a little profile.
exactly, man, exactly. But you know, it's just what's in now. So you know, like you'll miss opportunity when in reality, like you could actually meet some good people on there. You know, the dates. I mean, the apps I use. I started using this new app called like Chispa or something like that. I think that was like the better apps out of all of the other apps.
What stands out about this one? Or just like the people that
like
you found on
engagement rate.
Yeah.
Like when I use Tinder too, like that's the more common one. But
you don't match with that many people, or you just
like it feels like almost like my profile it isn't really shown or something. Like that.
Yeah, it's invisible.
It's almost
unless
invisible.
you pay a lot of money.
Unless you perceive it, that's how you see.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they catch you though.
Yeah.
You know, at first
So
when you
poor
sign
people
up,
get no love. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You funny for that, yeah. Fact.
So
Fact, guys.
let me ask you this then. In terms of dating, like in real life, not this dating, not the computer stuff,
Yeah.
but in real life, what has worked for you and what has not worked for you?
Fun fact, man, I never had a real relationship.
Really?
Yeah. That was dope.
But you will one day, I'm sure.
I will.
When people see this video right here, they'll be like,
You
"Oh,
funny
I'm
as
gonna hit
hell."
him up. I'm gonna hit him up. You're gonna get all those
Funny as hell.
DMs."
I never had a real relationship, but two things I think about every single day. I think about love and death.
Yeah.
I think about love and death, man. About dating, I think one thing I'm learning is like relationships teach you a lot about yourself. You know what I mean? Like I had a taste of love, and like I learned so much about myself through it. You know, I just think it's important to date, man, because like we're all looking for clarity, and like sometimes you don't know what's wrong with you. You know, like you don't know how to grow. But dating somebody, they can tell you or they can show you.
You get that instant feedback.
Right, exactly. You know.
So you can grow. You can't grow if you're
You
by
can't
yourself
always
because
grow
you're always
by
gonna say
yourself.
you're right?
Exactly, because like we all think that what we're doing in life is right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta push yourself to like be open to other people criticizing who you are. That's the only way that you're gonna grow.
All right, now all them women out there watching this video who wants to get with a guy like you,
You know what I mean?
tell the women out there what kind of woman you're looking for.
Me?
Yeah, what kind of
I'm just
characteristics?
into like interesting people.
Yeah.
I don't even really know if I really have a type.
You don't have a type?
I don't
Nothing
have-
interesting that interests you? Like a woman who could dance
I
well?
like,
something like
okay. I just like interesting people, interesting women, like girls that are like adventurous, that like, you know,
someone who's down to go to Wyoming, the Four Corners.
go to Wyoming.
Yeah.
I like people that take initiative, you know.
Not someone who's just sitting around waiting for stuff to happen. Someone who's like motivated.
I like people that like, look, if you're a boss babe, you know, like you have your own business, you know, or you're striving to, or you have like big aspirations, you know what I'm saying? If you like work out, like those are the kind of qualities I like, but like I don't like limit it to where it's like if she doesn't work out, if she doesn't do this, I'm not gonna date her.
Yeah.
You know? But I just think that you gotta be like independent.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta have some strength.
You gotta have, yeah. And you just gotta be like, you gotta love life, you know? Like I love spontaneous people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like this. Like I would have never met you if I was just
Exactly.
over there afraid to come up
Yeah,
with
no doubt. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of interesting conversations this way because we're living in a city of like 8 million people.
8 million people.
And, you know, we're walking by each other. You see all these people, but you don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about you, and they probably never will. That's the thing. So let us just take advantage of this environment that we're in. All right, next question. Can you do any impersonations?
I can't do any impersonation.
Okay, next question. Now, we live in a consumer, and you sound like a business-oriented guy. we're living in a consumerist type of environment or society, and there's a lot of businesses out there. They scam you, they do you wrong, and you're like, damn, I wish I would have known that before. So how do we as consumers figure out which businesses can be trusted and which ones cannot? What kind of signs do you look for when you're checking out a business? Like, you walk into a store, right? Let's say you walk into a barber shop. How do you know you could trust this barber? Like, is it his body language? Is it what he says? How he greets you? What kind of things are you looking for?
It's all about value. Like, it should be genuine. I think energy says more.
Because a lot of times you be like, oh, I should have known, because like he was looking at me sideways or whatever, and I should have known that this guy couldn't be trusted.
I think it's got a lot to do with like the customer service, the customer support. Like when you talk to them, like how do they make you feel? And like, do they make you feel like you're first? I'm a big believer, like if you can sell something once, you can sell it a million times. Or if you can find one lifelong customer that will be loyal to you, then you can repeat that process. And I think that's all you need. Like you need people that, because one thing I'm learning in business is like people don't buy products, like people buy you. Like people buy how you make them feel. You know what I mean? So if whatever it is that you're buying into, if they make you feel like like a lifelong friend, right there.
I think one of the most important things is being honest and communicating. If you can't do the job, don't say that you can do it. There's all kinds of businesses out there. They say, oh yeah, I could do this, but they can't do it. They don't know what they're talking about.
They can't do that shit. They lie.
Yeah. You're like, and then you're just wasting everybody's time. You know what I mean? They don't have that level of expertise.
That's funny as hell.
All right, next question. What are some good places to film here in New York or Newark?
Anywhere, man. It depends on what you're trying to film.
Like, let's say we're doing this.
Exactly.
If you were doing this, where would you go with it?
If I was doing this, I would do it like this. I think it's better like that, man. Like I don't.
Like right here?
Yeah, I think when it's like real, when it's not, so much camera set up, where it's just like straight to the point. Like I think that's when it's like more genuine, as opposed to you got it in the studio and XYZ. Like
the two forms.
I don't know if people would.
They ain't gonna open up.
I don't know if people would trust it. Like, if the end viewer would trust it as much. I feel like it has.
You don't know what they're gonna do with it.
It could be scripted, you know what I mean? But
that's the worst ones.
Exactly. But I'm out here in a park with you, you just put out your phone, recording it. Like I don't think people is gonna think I'm lying or this is planned, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, it's much better that way, I think.
It's real.
That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because there's so much garbage on the internet.
Right.
You got people scripting stuff. You got people asking like questions that don't really.
It don't matter.
Yeah, or it doesn't really tell people who you are. It's like if I asked you, who'd you vote for? Who cares? Honestly, who cares who you voted for? What does that say about you? Nothing.
No, it doesn't say.
But you talk about being homeless and all that stuff. That is like, that's like putting your fingerprint on there.
Oh, for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not some like generic garbage that you've heard 100 times. You got a lot of these guys who film themselves every day, and they're giving you reviews of video games, advice and stuff, but it's always coming from that same guy. With this, it's a different person. It's
a different story. Like
exactly. No one person is the same.
Perspective.
Yeah.
On life.
Ain't no other person gonna give me the same answers as you. So I think people like that. It's like if I gave
it's
you
genuine. It's genuine.
Yeah. If I gave you like, if I had you eating hot dogs every day, you get tired of it. But if I had you eating hot dogs, the next day hamburgers, the third day, egg rolls, and then everything, then it's like much more complete. You don't get bored of that. And I think people want to see something a little bit more unique.
That's a fact.
Yeah. All right, next question. Do you have any special talents?
I don't know.
Can you do backflips? Can you juggle? Can you like
that? I mean, I can
walk
skateboard.
upside down? Oh, you skateboard? Is that one of the reasons why you're here?
I can skateboard. Nah, but I just like skateboards. I don't know.
Yeah.
I skateboarded like a lot when I was growing up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I have a lot of talents. I know I have a lot of skills.
Yeah.
Like
tell us about that.
skills like communication.
Yeah, that's very important. Very important. That'll take you places.
Right. Like I'm very like fearless. You know, like I push myself a lot. So I'm very determined. I've been told to be like intelligent, right? And intelligence is different from being like an educated. Educated is like, you know,
Educated, you're just
school.
regurgitating stuff.
School, exactly.
You don't want to be that.
Intelligence is like genuinely knowing how to fix a problem, you know, or like figuring out a way how to get yourself out of a situation. Another skill I have is let's see, that's a good question. Like I'm able to read people, man. Like I'm very like clairvoyant. Like I can go up to a girl right now and like within like 2 minutes I'll be able to tell her what I assume she is. Like she probably skateboard or like she probably does this, that.
That's very useful.
Yeah.
That's very useful. That's one, you know, I used to ask people, I did ask people their wishes, and one person said, I wish I could read people's minds.
Oh, bro?
Yep.
That's different.
Yeah. So you've got that ability. Maybe you could transfer it to that guy or teach him how to do it.
You funny.
Yeah.
Right.
So anything else?
Anything else?
I don't want to cut you off. But sometimes I do that, you know. People ain't finished or they're thinking about something and then I cut them off. So I want to let you finish that answer.
Oh, no, yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Skills.
People skills, communication skills.
People skills, communication skills.
Maybe you're disciplined.
Yeah, that's...
If you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. Because nobody wants to flake.
My word, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. Next question. What do you want to do when the pandemic ends? Is it stopping you from doing something?
It's not stopping me at all, man.
Okay.
It's
So
not
everything
stopping
that you want to do, you can do.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm still gonna travel. I'm going into California in like a week. My businesses are growing. I'm still learning each day.
Yeah.
I'm still, you know, I'm doing it all. You know what I mean? It's just more of a reason to do it, if anything. You know what I mean? To just make sure like I'm financially, you know, and like my family is financially abundant, and you know. I think the pandemic is just a wake-up call, you know, like you shouldn't be putting things on hold. You should be spending more time focusing and doing the things.
Don't let it immobilize you.
Yeah, exactly. Like focus on things. Like I think if anything, the pandemic taught us like what really matters in life, and that's like family and like self-love, you know.
Definitely.
So like focusing on the things that bring joy to you.
And I think the pandemic really shows us who's on our side and who's against us.
And who's against you.
Yeah. Because you know, you got to put them to the test somehow, right? And this is the test.
It's a test, man.
Yeah. Now you said you're going to California. Is there any other places or countries, states, cities that you would like to go to in the future?
For sure, man. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to like Bangkok. I want to go overseas. Like fun fact, I just placed. I think my passport is coming in soon. I never had a passport, so I'm like super excited. Yeah.
So you getting ready to go to?
I just want to travel because I think traveling teaches you about like about life and like about who you are and like what you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It definitely puts you out of the comfort zone.
Exactly.
Have you been to those toilets where you have to squat down?
No, I see.
Oh, you're gonna see that,
man.
man. You're gonna see that.
Yeah.
And you know, human beings are actually meant to use
We're
those.
supposed to do that.
Yeah. If you sit on an American toilet,
Yeah, it's bad.
that's actually bad for
It's
you.
bad. It's bad for you.
Yeah. All right.
But like you know, in America, it's all flipped. You know.
Yeah. People have a lot of bad or unhealthy habits that they do. You know, it's like drinking coffee.
Exactly.
Coffee is actually a drug. They taught us that in health class in school. There's a lot of things that we do.
I think the two main things that kill people, I think, is alcohol
Yeah.
and coffee.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the third one is tobacco.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Soda's bad for you too. It's
Sure.
real bad for you.
Fact.
Yeah.
I drink water, man.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Definitely.
Drink more
If
water.
you want to stay healthy, drink water. I think I might have touched on this before, but where do you see yourself 5 years from now? You see yourself owning a house, married with kids? Where do you
5
see
years from now,
yourself?
I'm 23 right now. By 28, well, by 24, 25, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire. I'm going to be teaching a lot of people what I've been taught, well not taught, but what I've learned in life.
Like a life coach kind of?
Like I'm gonna be helping people through my services, through my products, through my business. Like I'm not gonna be directly speaking to them, but like my business will be around that. So like one thing I'm working on right now, and like, you know, you're never supposed to tell people like your goals or what you're working on, but I'll give you an example. So I'm working on like a manifestation like journal, like, you know, and even if you take out the idea of like manifestation and law of attraction, right? It's not really about that. It's just about when you wake up, you having a clear focus on like what's gonna bring you results and like what's gonna get you like that step closer to your dream life. So like that's one of the products I'm working on that's gonna like help change people's lives. And so within 5 years, you know, I'm gonna pay off all my debt. I'm gonna help my family and I'm gonna rid them of their debt. 5 years, I will most likely be in a movie. My music will be going places. I know I'm gonna have like a best-selling book. I want to meet Will Smith, Gary Vee, and just traveling. I like that's the biggest thing I want to do is like travel. You know, I don't want to be famous. I just want people to get the message, and that's it.
That's one of the best answers I've gotten.
That's it.
You're very clear about what you want to do.
About what I want to do. Yeah,
because that's the first step, right? If you don't even know what you want to do, how are you going to do it? And some people, you know, they wish for things like I want another 1,000 wishes. But you know what? That's not really clear.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't like give them a direction to move towards. But you're very clear with your direction, so you're definitely going places. What were you doing? Oh no! Let me ask you this: what kind of videos do you watch? You said something about you want to inspire people. Have you watched videos like Tony Robbins and people like that? Tony Little, Richard Simmons.
I've watched them.
Yeah. What kind of videos do you watch?
What kind of videos do I watch? I watch a lot of like socializing videos. I watch like seduction tips, man, like, and just being able to attract anybody, because like I think that's also important. Like seduction isn't always, you know, sex. It's like it's being able to like please the person you're talking to, you know. And if you know how to please the person you're talking to, like that's how you win friends and influence people, because like you make them, like you give them pleasure by you almost putting the conversation on them, you know what I mean? So those are the kinds, that's one of the types of videos I watch. Other things are just like any ideas that, you know, like whether it's a business idea, like, or motivation, or, you know what I mean? That's what I watch.
What is that one guy called? Is his name Angel or something? Angel? He's like a magician or something. And I think he's like on the street and he's talking to people and stuff.
What's that guy name? With the, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't remember his name, but yeah, I see what you mean with that. But yeah, it is definitely important to be able to influence people, to be like you said before, communicating with people is definitely key. And you gotta get out there to be able to learn these things. You can't just sit in your house and read books and figure out how to communicate with people or know what people like, because
that's the thing. Like that's the biggest thing. Like,
yeah.
You know, you can read a million books. You know what I'm saying? But like you gotta like. I think in the 4 Agreements, that's one of like my favorite books. In the book, it talks about like people only learn from pain and from experience. So like if you don't go out there and if you don't take action and if you don't put yourself like in the predicament, like you're not gonna really be open to learning. It don't matter if you read it or not. Like it's not gonna stick with you, because experiences is what teaches us in life. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm big on like action. You know, like I can sit in class and learn from my professor about businesses, but like let's be honest, like he may not even be a business owner. So I'm learning from somebody that just studies it and isn't even one. You know what I mean? So like I'd rather go out there and like learn from the person, or I'd rather do it myself. You know, like I'm the type of guy, I'd rather you throw me in the water and I learn how to swim as opposed to me go to a swimming class and it takes me 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely got to take charge.
You just got to do it.
Yeah. Hands-on kind of a guy. That's what I'm talking about. What were you doing during the lockdown?
During the lockdown?
Because everything was closed, there was limited things you could do. I would imagine that you took full advantage of that.
During the when it first started, you know, when like people was losing their jobs, I was like almost like selling fake shoes. So like fake designer shoes. And I'm
Because people weren't trying to pay full price
well, because
to get the real one.
shoes sell themselves, and like every time I made a sale, I made like $100 and $200, and at that point we wasn't getting unemployment. You know, like the world was in shambles, so like I had to figure a way to feed my family, pay my bills. So that's what I was doing, just on the internet, just trying to find a way to like keep afloat. You know what I mean? And then once I got that going, it was just almost waiting for what's next, right? You know, like we didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. We all thought it was the end of the world, you know? We didn't know, so that's what I was doing.
You know, actually, those guys, they had a similar story.
Yeah?
Yeah, they started doing this after the shutdown.
Facts.
Because they lost their jobs and they started making
Clothes,
t-shirts.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what, you know, that's exactly.
It really puts you to the test.
Exactly.
A lot of people, they've never been put to the test.
Never. And they just stay in the same place, same house, same job, doing the same thing. Like, that is the beauty of the pandemic. You know, like it forces you to
Step up.
it forces you to think about like who you are and like what do you want and like how your life is going. You know what I'm saying?
So I think I've asked a similar question before, but is it better to be single or involved?
Single and
Not
involved?
necessarily married, but like with somebody. Because, you know, during we are in the pandemic right now, so a lot of people, they kind of, they're lonely. They want to go through that with somebody, and it's difficult to go through it by yourself. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think you gotta be happy first, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't look for a partner to make you happy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why relationships fall, because you start looking for happiness through that person when you should already be happy. But I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Like, I think, you know, when you find somebody that is doing what you want to do, or that has the, you know, like, that is on the path that you want to be on, she can help you, you know, like, she'll just help you take it to the whole next level, as opposed to you being by yourself. You can do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but you should be on top of your shit. You know, like you want to be focused on you, and she should be focused on her. So when you guys come together, you guys just share what you guys do. You know, like, say if I'm a successful business owner, I'm traveling, I'm doing all this stuff. You know, like, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of value from a girl that doesn't do anything, that isn't open-minded. Like, she's not gonna serve me. Like, and if anything, she'll just be trying to look for me to excite her life.
Are you cold right now?
No, I'm not cold.
Because we could sit over there in the sun if you want to.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, all right. Because this in the shade, you know, it makes a big
the shade
difference.
is colder. Yeah, the shade's colder. I'm fine.
Okay, now next question. What motivates you in life? You're a very motivated person. What keeps you going?
Poverty, man. Poverty.
So the
bro.
fear of being homeless again.
No.
No?
I don't have no fear, man.
No?
I don't think you should have fear, because if you have fear, you live in a scarcity mindset. You know what I mean? I think if you're afraid, it attracts you to that. Well, I just think, like, I know what my values are in life, and like, I know like why I'm here is to like serve people, serve my family, and I've just been through stuff I don't want to have to go through. And so I could rise up to the challenge and like become rich, or I can live a regular life and not do anything. But it depends on like what you value. Like, what do you want? You know what I mean? I told myself, like, I want to taste that type of success.
It sounds to me like family is very important to you.
I think taking care of my family is the most important thing to me. You know what I mean?
Because we're living in a very individualistic society.
Fact.
It's like every man for himself.
That's a
And a
fact.
lot of people, they forget about taking care of their family
Of others,
members.
right.
And people are falling through the cracks.
I just want to live an abundant life. You know, like, I'm a firm believer that whatever you put your mind to, that you can achieve it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what motivates me for sure. You know, like, doing the things, like living to my full potential. You know what I'm saying?
Next question. It's a silly question. Is Facebook still relevant?
Facebook is.
It is.
Because of ads.
Really?
Yeah, it's big for business. Like, if you don't run ads on Facebook, then like, what are you doing? You know, aside from like influencer marketing. But like, Facebook just steals data. You know, like,
Yeah. You can't trust them.
you can't trust Facebook.
But at the same time, have you gotten any positive feedback for your business from Facebook as a result?
I'm still learning. Like I just started. I just reached out to someone who's like helping me learn the process.
By the time you learn it, it may not be relevant anymore.
Oh yeah, facts, man. Hey, man.
But yeah, that's you gotta be on your toes.
It's a process.
Yeah, you gotta be on your toes. You gotta sort of because it's changing so fast. So you gotta you gotta keep running. If it's TikTok today and then like it's Facebook tomorrow.
Snapchat,
Yeah. You never know. Who knows? Like in another year, it could be something we never even heard of today.
Right.
People talk about Discord and all these other.
All this, yeah.
I've never even heard of half of these. They're talking about they got this dating app called Hinge. I've never even.
I heard it. It's trash, man. It's trash.
Yeah. All right. Now, what apps do you use?
What apps do I use?
Right.
I use Discord. I use Gumroad. I use Instagram. I want to say Instagram and Twitter. What other apps do I use? I use Calendly, for like appointments and stuff like that. I use YouTube is like a big platform I use.
Really?
Yeah. That's really about it.
What kind of questions would you ask if you were doing interviews?
What kind of questions would I ask people if I was doing interviews?
What do you want to know about your fellow man?
I would ask them, I would make them. I would try to open them up, man. Like I would ask them, like, what do you want in life, and like, what are you doing now? Like questions that make them.
What are their goals, right?
Like, what are their goals, and like,
yeah.
are you living an exciting life? Are you living in an abundant life? Like I think questions like that, excuse me, like it lets you know the type of person and like their mindset. And like I think mindset is so important because if you have a limited mindset, you're gonna have a limited life, And that's why people stay poor because they think it's like God's doing. It's not God's doing, man. Like you just gotta get up and learn. You gotta try something new. You can't just work at your same job and expect $1 million. You know what I mean? Like, so I would ask them things about like their mind and like I would make them feel as if they could fucking do it, like because you can do it. And I think so there's a saying that says the person that says that they can do something and the person that says they can't are both generally right. Like they're both right because you
control your destiny.
You control your destiny in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the one that's dictating if you could do it. It's like that's what it is. It's like you can go skydiving, right? It's just a matter of you trying to control your fear to where you want to go do it. But people don't think like that. They just think, oh, I can't do it. Like, yeah, you can, man. You just fucking afraid. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's different.
Do you make videos or have you made videos?
Yeah, I make videos.
What kind of videos?
I make like business videos. Sometimes like I don't intend to be motivational. You know what I mean? But I just have like a positive mindset, so it rubs off that way. I used to make like funny videos. That's not me too much anymore.
Jokes and stuff?
Not jokes, but like skits. Like skits. Yeah.
What has been your most successful content on social media?
On
Could be
social
Facebook,
media,
Instagram, anything.
So it was like it was back in the time when I was like pushing myself to like step outside of my comfort zone, but it rubbed off on people as like pranks, So on YouTube, like I was doing like pranks, right? It wasn't my intention, you know what I mean? But I was just trying to push myself to become like more socially open. So there was one prank that it was honestly a video I didn't even want to post. It was just kind of trash. It went viral, man. It's at like 200,000 views.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like accidental success.
It was an I mean, yes and no, because I worked like hard as shit, for my success. But it happens like that. Like when you just let things go. You know what I mean?
So what kind of positive feedback have you gotten from people as a result of that video? Have people hit you up for business deals, marriage proposals? What kind of stuff you got?
From that video?
Yeah.
No, I think if anything, it just goes to show, like, when you put your mind to something, it can be, and like everybody, like in college, like anytime I was not in class, I would go grab my friend and go shoot a video, you know what I mean? So I think it just proved my success, like, like if you just stick to something, it'll work out, man. But you just gotta get out of your own way. So I didn't get brand deals or anything like that. Like I was still younger at that time. I didn't know half the stuff I knew now, you know what I mean? But it was a taste of the success that I wanted back then, you know what I'm saying?
So it gave you the confidence to build upon where you are today.
It showed me like I just gotta believe in myself and just do it, you know, and then the rest is just up to God. You know what I mean?
It's a good way of looking at life.
Facts.
Are you on social media? What kind of websites do you use?
I use Gumroad. That's an application to sell courses. You know, I teach people how to make money flipping storages, and I'm working on a lot of other things. Instagram, you know, my Instagram is freejeff_, and YouTube.
Now, what has been your biggest accomplishment in life?
It's a hard question. My biggest accomplishment in life is just like facing my fears and like starting multiple businesses. And it's not even the idea of money. Like money, like, you know, like I hate money. You know, like I don't do things for money. I don't chase money. I just look for what it can bring me, which is like time and the access to things. But my greatest accomplishments have been things that I thought I couldn't do. So like my first business was Airbnb. I went skydiving. I like took a trip to Florida and just made shit happen. You know what I mean? Like those are all success stories, and like people that we look up to, like celebrities, they go through the same shit. You know what I mean? Like DJ Khaled, he was homeless in his car in Florida, in Miami. You know, it was the same thing as me, you know? And if anything, during those times, I was actually reading his book when it first came out. It's called The Keys, and I was in Miami, and his story is in Miami. So I think my greatest accomplishments fall when like my back is up against the wall and I just make shit happen, you know what I mean? Like those are like my greatest accomplishments. Like when I think, like, you know, when I'm so, you know, when I just make it happen, bro. You know, it's when you work so hard for something and then you finally, like when it finally is like no greater feeling than that.
Did you want to talk a little bit about your businesses? What kind of services you provide?
Not really. I mean,
okay, that's cool.
Not really.
All right, now, what would you name this video? Because every video's got to have a title. What would you name this one?
That's a good.
Because I could just say "dude from Newark," right?
Dude, yeah, right.
But that's just so generic, right? It's not how you perceive yourself.
Dude from Newark.
Yeah. We'll come back to that if you want.
You could call it The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
Okay. So you identify with the book.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we're coming up to New Year's Eve now. What is you doing for New Year's?
I don't even know what I'm doing for New Year's Eve, man. I have no idea, man.
No plans.
Like I'm just taking things one day at a time, man.
Yeah.
But I know I'm going to Cali.
Oh, you're gonna be in Cali for that?
No, I'm going from the 7th to the 13th.
Okay. So you're preparing for it.
Yeah, but from here between then, man, like my life is gonna change. Like, you know, in a lot of ways. And it's not by chance. I'm not just saying my life is gonna change, you know, like I'm like proactively doing the hard work. So man, listen, if I wake up, you know, that's all I want. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think I'm a very simple man. Like if I wake up each day, I already won the day, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm blessed. So it don't really matter what happens. That's all of choice. If I want to go party and whatever, meet somebody new or whatever the fuck, you know. But
if something good happens, then that's fine.
If it happens,
not, then
it
okay.
happens,
Life
man.
goes
But
on.
I woke up, I'm alive, I'm young, I'm healthy. My parents are still alive. That's all that matters to me, man.
Tattoos, have you got any?
I don't, but I do want a tattoo. To just say I have a tattoo.
What kind of tattoo are you thinking about?
Just a word or something.
Just a word in English or in Spanish?
Probably in like English or something.
Because a lot of people, they get like the Arabic and the Chinese.
Yeah. I don't know yet.
All right. Yesterday was Black Friday. What kind of stuff did you buy?
I didn't buy shit.
Okay.
I didn't buy nothing.
All right. You're not a materialistic, consumerist type of guy.
No.
That's good, man. That's good because you know a lot of people they waste their money.
Spend things on, you know.
And then they wonder why they're poor.
Yeah, like they spend money on shit that don't serve them in life. You know what I mean? I'm like a very like simple person. You know, like I like clothes though. So like, you know, when my business,
What kind of clothes are in style right now? Why don't you tell me that?
It's perfect. Huh?
What kind of clothes are in style right now? You say you like clothes. Because you know, clothes they change so quickly. It's like we can't even keep up with the latest
Look,
fashion
man, I'm a
trend.
person like if you like it, buy it. You know what I mean?
So you don't necessarily care. Oh, that color is
the
out.
brand
or this color
or whatever.
is in.
Nah, man.
No.
Nah.
So if they
because-
tell you to wear pink, you know, you're not gonna go out there and buy a pink.
Yeah, I'm me.
Some people are like that though. They're like, okay, pink's in style. Let me go buy a pink
or some
shirt.
shit.
Yeah. You're not into that.
I'm not into that shit.
Okay. Now we have been filming now for an hour.
For an hour, I feel like that.
Yeah. Let me ask you if you wanted to plug any of your social media.
I wanted somebody to take like a video of me having this interview like on my story.
Yeah. Or you want to be filmed while you're being filmed.
Yeah, almost in a sense. You know what I mean?
You should have told me, man. I'll hold the camera.
No, but because like you gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Did you want to give any shout outs to anyone?
Shout outs.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys.
Let me pause this.